Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and as the international break is over, the club football is back, and with that comes the prediction game, and we are gonna go ahead and do it. In this video, we are gonna concentrate and make our predictions for match day 4 of Serie A. It is gonna start from tomorrow, so let's get right ahead and make it. We're gonna see how many of my predictions I turn out to be correct and how many I mess up. We're gonna see all of that at the end of the weekend. You guys can go ahead and play with me, make your predictions in the comment section below, and at the end of the weekend we are going to see how many points did you make and how many points I collected. The point system is quite simple. 3 points if your entire prediction is correct, and 2 points if the prediction is right but the score is not correct. So let's get on with it. The first game of match day 4 is Como versus Bologna. Now both these teams have not had a good start of the season. I expected Bologna to do quite good, but the way they have started, it's not really looking good. They have not. Both of these teams are winless as well. Bologna have drawn twice and lost once. Como, on the other hand, they have lost 2 games, and like it's not really looking good for both of them at the moment. Bologna, especially, you would have expected them to be on the higher, in the top half of the table, because they have not really played any big teams till now, and they are losing points. So that's a bit quite concerning. Como, on the other hand, like they have spent a lot of money and they have brought in a lot of players, and experienced players and young players. Like a lot of money has been spent, and the pressure on Cesc Fabregas would be huge to go out and perform. I thought like in my predictions, I thought they were going to have a good season. I put them like around 11 or 12 because the amount of players that they brought in, but the performances have not been there. Even in the last game for them against Udinese, like they are creating chances but they are not able to convert them, and I think that's a bit concerning. They even lost, like they got a penalty, they got a chance to get a point, but they missed that as well. They are currently in like 18 and 20, both of them, so it's a bottom of the table clash basically, and I think it is gonna continue. I think both of them are gonna remain winless until next week, so that is why I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Como and Bologna. Moving on, the next game is Empoli versus Juventus, and both of these teams have had a good start, to be very honest with you. Juventus, you sort of expected to have a good start because they have brought in a lot of good players. They have a new manager, and you expected that Thiago Motta, what he did at Bologna, that's gonna translate into Juventus, and that is what is happening. Like, he's doing really well, and I think they are going to be a serious threat to Inter's title this year. And I think that is why, like, even their last game against Roma, that I was a bit surprised the way that they played. I was quite disappointed with the way that they played, because the first 2 games they were really good, but it went like really astray in the last game against the Roma. This game they are playing Empoli. Empoli, on the other hand, like nobody expected them to have such a good start. They are still undefeated, 3 games in, they have won a game, drawn to 5 points. They are looking good, and I think it's going to be a tough game for Juventus. It's going to be a close game. Empoli are gonna give a tough time for Juve, but I think this is going to be the game where Empoli finally lose, and I think Juventus are gonna get back to winning ways. I think it's going to be a close game, so I am going for a 2-1 win for Juventus. Moving on, it's Milan versus Venezia, 2 teams that have not had the start that Milan have not had the start that expected, and Venezia, everybody expected them to do like in a way, what I want to say, like everybody expected them to not have a good season, and everybody like they were one of the favorites for everybody to get relegated, and the way they are playing, I think it's gonna be like that. Milan, on the other hand, it's been quite disappointing for them. I said that it's gonna be a tough season. I did not think that they were gonna be in the they were gonna challenge Inter or anything. I said they were gonna drop down and stuff, and the start of the season, Francesca is under a lot of pressure. They are not producing results, and they are not playing good football. I think some of the times, if new manager comes in and it's a big team, if their results are not coming but you are actually playing good football, you can see what the manager is trying to do. Sometimes the fan will be patient, but watching Milan play, you don't know what is happening with them. and the way like it's really bad at the moment. Venezia, like I don't wanna get into it. Like I expected that to happen. Their squad is not good enough. They are gonna struggle, and the struggle is gonna continue. I think this is the perfect opportunity for Milan to get their first win. I like they're still winless in the league till now, so I think that's the perfect opportunity for them to go ahead and they get the win, and I think they will win it. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Milan. Moving on, it's Genoa versus Roma, two teams that have like a different sort of start to the season. Genoa have been good, and Roma have not really been good, to be very honest with you. I expected Roma to have a very good season. I expect them to finish in the top 4, and I think they are gonna get better as the season goes on. The start has been quite slow. Genoa have had a good start, and I think it's sort of gonna continue. It's not like they have an okay start. It's not really good, it's not really bad, it's sort of in the middle, and I think it's gonna continue in this game as well. I just don't see any of those teams winning this game, to be very honest with you, and that is why I'm going for another draw. I think Roma have to wait another week to get that get their first win of the season. I am going for a 1-1 draw in Genoa versus Roma. The next game is Atalanta versus Fiorentina, and I mean, if one team has had the surprising start like that, nobody thought it is going to be, it is Atalanta. I mean, I predicted them to finish second in the league. I thought they are going to challenge Inter for the title, but their start has been quite bad. They have already lost 2 games. They got decimated by Inter in the last game, 4-0. That was quite a bad result for them. And they have the way they are playing, like it doesn't feel like this is the same team that was so good last year. They are playing against a Fiorentina side who have played 3 and they have drawn all 3 of them those games. They themselves are not really looking. I think they are very lucky to get a draw last time out in that extra minute. Last extra minute they get the goal and they got the win, so they were quite lucky to even get that point as well. And I think this is the perfect opportunity for Atlanta to get back to winning ways. They are at home and they are playing a struggling Fiorentina side, so I think they are gonna go ahead and they win the game 3-1. Atalanta 3, Fiorentina 1, and they get back to winning ways. The next game team is Torino versus Lecce, and I mean Torino have had a very good start to the season. They are looking really good, and I think it is gonna continue. They are playing a really good, exciting football, to be very honest with you. They are playing against a Lecce side who won for the first time last on match day 3. They lost their first 2 games and they finally won, and they defeated Cagliari in that 1-0 close game. Torino, as I said, they are sitting comfortably at 3. They have won twice. They have drawn as 1 game, and they are playing a team against a Lecce where you would expect Torino to go ahead and win the game, and that is what I'm gonna do. I am gonna go ahead and give the win to Torino. They are at home as well, so I think they win this game 2-1. Yeah, I think Lecce will score, and I think Torino are gonna win. The next game is Cagliari versus Napoli. Like I said, Cagliari lost that game to against Lecce, where I really thought that Cagliari were gonna win that game, but they did not. They are playing against Napoli, who won against Parma. They have sort of had a mini comeback after their opening day defeat against Verona. They have won their they have won their next 2 games at Napoli, and they are sort of looking like the team that everybody expected them to be very honest with you. And I think they are gonna continue their winning ways in this week as well. Cagliari, it's a mixed sort of a back of a season for them. Sometimes they are really good, sometimes they look really bad. I think it's gonna be a bad day at the office for them. Napoli to clinch it, I don't think it's gonna be an easy win. I think it's gonna be a 1-0 win for Napoli. Next game is Monza versus Inter. Monza, I think, would be very disappointing that they did not get 3 points against Fiorentina on match day 3. They were really good in that game. They dominated for a lot of time, but the second half they were basically not in the game. Fiorentina dominated, but they still held on until the last minute of the game. 95th minute, Fiorentina go ahead and get the header and get the win. That was quite disappointing for Monza. They are playing against an Inter side who look on another level. Like, they are looking really good. They started with a draw. After that, they have followed up with 2 continuous wins. They decimated Atalanta, and I think Monza might suffer the same fate here. I think it's going to be an entertaining game. I think there are going to be goals in this game. I think it might turn out to be a close game, so that is why I'm going a 3-2 Inter. The next game is Parma versus Udinese. Udinese won last time out against Como, but Parma lost against Napoli. And Parma are at home, but Udinese have been really good. Like, I am very impressed with Udinese, the way they have started the season. I thought that they would finish in like that top 10 or maybe 11, but the way they are playing, they might get sneak into those one of those European places. Parma have started the season good, to be very honest with you. It's not nothing spectacular, but it is still really good for them. So like they are the way they are playing, like I am quite impressed with that. But I think this game might be too much for them, and the way the Udinese are playing, I think they are gonna come and they're gonna get the job done. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Udinese, and we end the match day 4 with Lazio versus Verona. Now Lazio have not really started the season that you would have expected for them. It has been okayish from them, but Verona on the other hand, like they defeated Napoli on match day 1, and then they defeated Bologna on match day 3. So it's a really good start for them. They are on 6 points and they are looking really good. And I'm going to make a bold prediction here, and I think they are gonna shock another big team in Lazio. I think they are gonna win this game as well, and I think they are gonna win this 2-1, and they get their 3rd surprise of this season. So that is it. These are my predictions for Serie A match day 4. Let me know what you guys think of these predictions in the comment section below, and make your own predictions, and you can play with me as well. We can see who gets the more points. That is it from me. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.